Joe, Ohio State in decision day when it comes to high school recruiting. I know you wanted to talk about it. What are your thoughts on the recap of the day for Ohio State?
Look, Ohio State obviously still had a really good class. And what we're referring to and we're talking about here, Brian Hartline, their offensive coordinator, who has been a very important piece of their recruiting staff for recruiting and developing receivers, for recruiting offensive recruits overall. He is taking the head coaching job at USF. It seems like the Ohio State faithful might be a little bit disappointing in the timing. When something like this gets announced on signing day, the morning of signing day, it's a little rough. Because now you've got a situation where Chris Henry Jr., one of the most premier elite receivers in the class, comes out with a public statement saying, I have not signed yet, still trying to weigh my options due to coaching changes. I just want to make the right decision for my future. Not bringing up Ohio State because I'm trying to crap all over them, and I think that this class is a failure. They still finished 5th on Rivals. It's a ridiculously good class. But Blake, what is this going to do for the future? What does this do for the long-term future? Because if Chris Henry is already questioning himself, what's going to happen in the next few recruiting classes?
And Caden Dixon-Wyatt also flipped to USC today.
That was the other one that I even completely forgot to mention. They already lost a kid because of this situation.
Well, and Legend Bay flipped. I mean, no telling where he plays. He flipped today from Tennessee. I mean, he's listed as an athlete, whether you play DB or wide receiver, who knows? But, I mean, Joe, he flipped. I mean, so again, listen, here's what I'm not going to do. They were doing really well at receiver before Brian Hartline Jr. got there.
Yes.
Some places at some positions just recruit themselves. They just recruit themselves. Like I think we just got done talking about LSU. Odell, Jarvis, Justin, Jamar, and they're all on first name basis. They're all on a first name basis. Malik, Brian Thomas. Some places just recruit themselves at wide receiver. It is a massive loss, but you knew that this day was always coming. You knew this day was always coming. I'm grateful for Brian Hartline. If I'm an Ohio State fan, he's one of us. But it was time for him to move on. And listen, you just got to really dominate in next year's class, and you're going to have to do some things maybe in the portal, just in case some guys leave that are there now. Bottom line is, I know it's a massive day that Brian Hartline's taking that South Florida job, but at the same time, I just think that they'll continue to recruit themselves.
That's kind of why I'm saying here that I don't think that it is a total red alert situation, major issue. They're in serious trouble. I got to be honest, though, I kind of find this weird. I kind of find it weird that Hartline picked USF. He was getting brought up as a potential candidate for Penn State. I don't know if they actually
Florida over Penn State. I mean, essentially. I mean, if you want to just be blunt, essentially, it's what he did.
Well, we don't. I don't know. I don't know if I'm missing something. If he was offered by Penn State or not, or if Penn State was interested in him, seriously interested in him.
Penn State's interested in everybody.
Yeah, they don't have any options left. I bet that if he pursued it and if he tried to work that with his agent, he probably could have ended up with the Penn State job. And he decided to go with USF. I don't understand what he sees with USF. I don't USF's a decent G5 program.
Florida. He was at Miami. He's gone in the state of Florida and got elite recruits. Oh, who's the best receiver in the country?
Wait, who?
Jeremiah Smith.
Oh, okay. Yeah, obviously.
Right. So, I mean, again, I just think that he knows that he can go in the state of Florida and recruit at a high level. He's done it before. I mean, it's not like he's just sitting in the state of Ohio. He's an elite developer of wide receivers. And South Florida's going to get a lot of really good receivers. You just got to go get a really good receivers coach and call it a day, man.
I'm sure they'll be fine.
They're going to be
just as desirable as Hartline was. Being the wide receivers coach at Ohio State's a desirable job.
Here's what my biggest thing is for Ohio State right now. You're about to go into a playoff. It is going to be interesting to see how Ohio State and how Oregon and how Texas A&M, all three of them, and Ole Miss, for what it's worth, you have almost half of the field that are going through some kind of coaching issue. How locked in is Will Stein? How locked in is Brian Hartline? Like, it's tough to to juggle two jobs. How locked in is Colin Klein? Now, Colin Klein's in a different situation because Kansas State's going to hold things down until he's done, and then Kleinman's going to retire, and then he's going there. That one's a little bit different, right? It's a little bit different in the sense of how that one's being played out. But the bottom line is, I'm really interested to see how all of those things are going on.
Do you want to jump in and getting to Klein to wrap up today's show? Because I think that's a pretty significant headline.